Thank you.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Sabado Session podcast. To our listeners, this is one of our Sheffield series that just continue. And today we have got Tim all the way from New Zealand. Tim, how are you doing? And what time is in New Zealand? Just to tell our viewers the difference.
I'm good, man. It's 6:21 at the moment. I've just finished training.
In the UK, it's 5:22, 5 p.m., right? And it's 6:21 a.m. in New Zealand. This is what we go through for our listeners, right? Jesus, 13 hours difference. So you spoke about, you just finished training. My friend, straight questions. How do you do a morning sessions at this time of the day?
I'm working down to it. I'm living in UK time at the moment. We're slowly building up to it, but I'm waking up at 3:45 at the moment.
All right. So basically, you're prepping yourself for what's coming in the next few
Yeah,
weeks.
because it's a 12-hour time difference. So if I don't do it now, then I'm going to be lifting in the middle of the night once I get there.
Jesus Christ. This is one, these are the small variables we always talk about. People don't really pay attention to. Sometimes you need to climatize yourself or get yourself used to the timing where you're going to be lifting. And you're doing it 12, 13 hours. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Again, my friend, welcome to the podcast. Literally, again, first time I met you was in South Africa. You was an 83. And you didn't have the best meet of your life. We all know that. And even though I know there was a lot of talking about who was the strongest 83 on that platform or on that day, you came into that meet as being the strongest out of all of us. Do you know what I mean? And then even though Delaney won or I came second or whoever came third, whatever happened there, we all can sit there and say Tim Cumming was the strongest 83. But I think it did not just pan out. So my question for that is, how did you prepare yourself mentally going to your first international as a senior? Because you lifted as a junior before as an 83. A lot of people didn't know that. But how did you prepare yourself going to that? And also, because after having a very bad comp, how did you reset?
Yeah, my training wasn't up to the standard that it needed to be. When you go to Worlds, it's just a different level of judging. So I think I needed that to just change the way I looked at my own training and being more critical, because I was doing marginal lifts in training and that's not good enough.
So was it just in terms of like again, like as you said there, like your training was not up to standard leading to the world stage. The only reason I'm gonna touch down a little bit more on this is because people don't realize even elite athletes do struggle with certain standards. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean just someone that just started yesterday that will struggle with the standards. Even elite do struggle with standards. And then again, I mean, yourself, you said in South Africa, we saw what happened. And myself, I'm talking here on camera.
Jurins and Tim, that's all the time.
I can barely hear you, mate. Myself, I'm sitting here on camera. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the last time I had a last squat. Do you know what I mean? So again, the standards, everybody struggle from the standards. So as an elite lifter, first of all, what advice would you give to anybody that is not lifting up to standard in the gym?
I think you've just got to change the way that you judge your own lifting. Because I know what I was doing in training was if I was doing a squat, for example, and I got the weight up, that was a win in my eyes. And now I'm looking at depth as well. And even if depth is just marginal, I'm just taking that as a loss.
Is it something like as well now you almost like have other people around you that look at you, some of the cues or some of the standards you're lifting and almost give you that feedback, even though you are an elite coach yourself as well?
I do ask other people, but for the most part, I've just got a camera at depth, looking at the depth. And if it's even close, that's not good enough for me.
I mean, that's to me, that's someone like yourself to go to the length to do things like that. That just shows the hard work. That just shows the difference between elite and the other levels. Because again, as you say, some people nowadays, if you pull a deadlift, even though you hitch the damn shit, but as long as you lock it, they're thinking, oh yeah, that's it, that's a PB.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know, you bench, even your arse is like is as high as the Eiffel Tower, but they still think, oh yeah, that's a PB.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
As
I
long as
mean,
it's not on camera.
I mean, a lot of them we're seeing nowadays is even on camera. You look at some people's squat, you're just
Yeah.
thinking like, how on earth is that people saying that's a that's a huge squat? When that squat, I can get my little son literally walking under that and he walk through. Do you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. Again, Tim, of course, you had that bad, as I said, the bad meet in South Africa, and then you had to come the next year. So can you just talk me through about what was going on into your mind for you to think about dropping to the 74s?
I had been thinking about that for a long time. I was coached by Johnny Candido at the time, and I think even before Worlds, I had talked about dropping down to 74, just because I never felt like I got the boost from bulking up to 83, and there was always some regret for not staying at 74 for longer and seeing what I could do, because I was just more competitive.
Was it because like I know you were 74 as a junior, isn't it?
Yeah, I've done about half my meets as a 74 and half as an 83.
So how was the growth when you went from a 74 to an 83? How did you feel? Because some people do it so quickly, and some people do it
Yeah,
very
that's me.
slowly and steady.
No, I did it way too quick. I was just eating everything in sight.
So was it because you were just like what walking as a 74? You were walking with a high weight already. You were around what 78, 77, 79 already, or
I think I was like 76, 77, and I just decided to go up, and my meet was in about 8 weeks, so I just did it in 8 weeks.
so hold on. You went 83 in 8 weeks.
Not quite. I think I weighed in at about 81, but yeah,
But
just did
still,
it quick.
I mean that's 5 kilo in eight. No, did you get like what?
Yeah.
Did you get something like what? Some sort of like a eat anytime at McDonald's or a voucher that literally gave you the McDonald's meal every second or something? How was your
I don't have any, yeah, I don't have any problems with appetite, so I was just eating the same stuff, but more of it.
Oh, so I guess I'm the only one that has got a problem with the appetite because someone like Indy doesn't, isn't it? I'm sure Indy
I
eats.
was just about to say, you're the only person I know who struggles to eat anything.
Anyway, what are you trying to say? Because he knows like when it comes, I don't have a very good relationship with food. It's not medical or anything. It's just me.
You have
I
no
just
relationship with food. What do you mean you don't have a good one?
oh gosh. So yeah, again, Tim, so you cutting down to 74s was of course is something if you ask anybody going from 83 to 80, you used to cut down to make a way in 83, right?
Yeah, I'd sit at 86, 87 kilos.
And then you decided, okay, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna go to 74s. That's
Yeah.
mentally though, but how did you feel mentally? Because mentally is not easy as well. Do you know what I mean? Because the mental strength and the mental stress that it takes for you to drop down 10 kilos or more, it's a lot.
Yeah, no, I was prepared to just, if I started getting weaker, I would have just stopped and gone back up, but didn't happen, so cut all the way down.
Is it because you kept the strength up and you thought to yourself, do you know what?
Yeah,
Strength is up. I'm just gonna keep going down and cutting weight, coming
keep
down.
going.
That's
Yeah,
that's that's, that's,
exactly.
that's
Do
incredible.
you struggle to maintain that weight now? Where are you sat off season? How are you finding like making
Um,
weight?
yeah, no, after nationals, I got back up to about 80 kilos for a little while, and I've cut back down. I find it's okay sitting at about 78 kilos, but once I get down to like 76, 75, it starts getting tough.
All right. So
Just come up to 83, bro. Come up to 83, slap Jurins at Worlds, and then go back down to 74s.
say it again, Indy.
I said, come up to 83s, kick the shit out of Jurins, and then go back down next year.
It's not about
Love
me
it.
no more. Did you see the video that just came out last week? It's not about me anymore. So shut up, Indy. But
Who's
anyway,
it about then?
huh?
Who's it about?
Anyway, we're not talking about that. Anyway, moving on, Tim. So again, like of course, you can't answer 74. You're going to the World Championship as a 74. So I'm just gonna take you to talk me through it just a little bit about your training and how everything went in terms of like your prep, your nutrition. Because again, as I said, what you've done, you and Evie, what you guys have done is not an easy process. As much as like you guys made it look so easy, especially you just, yeah. Let me just stop there because I will say something my listeners will hate us again.
It's something in the Kiwi water. I'm telling you now. There's something in the Kiwi water that allows these fuckers to cut down in weight and still keep their strength. It's insane.
Yeah. So how was the training and the nutrition as well leading to that prep through Malta?
For Malta, my nutrition was, I cut down really light for that competition. So I got down all the way to 75. And then I didn't have to sauna, I didn't have to hot bath or anything to get down to 74. So it was honestly, I would say easier than I expected. Not easy, but I mean, my expectations were that it was going to be really hard. So it was fine,
So,
nutrition wise. And then training as well was pretty good. Apart from bench, I felt like I was recovering better than I was as an 83. And yeah, bench is just a little bit niggly.
did you do anything different though in terms of like that recovery, or did you like you increase maybe the number of time you get your sports massage, the number of time you go to the sauna, or the number of time you do certain things? Did you change anything?
Nothing like that. I had to drop bench frequency. Um, Squat frequency actually went up, and deadlift was just similar to what I was doing previously.
So that's
But
what.
all just load. It was completely just load management. I wasn't doing any. Oh, and improved nutrition because as an 83, I wasn't tracking my intake, which is probably part of the problem.
Okay, so 83, you were just eating, no tracking.
Yeah, no, I just eat.
But
I
as
mean,
a
I would
Difference.
eat
Now,
protein, but yeah, not tracking.
what's the calorie difference between when you were 80, 83 to now?
Uh, Probably between half and three quarters, I think.
what's your
Especially when I'm cutting. I'm getting down real low when I'm cutting.
what's your
I think I
intake?
did a couple of days at 1800 calories
Oh my
last
god,
year.
that would kill me. I know I'm fat, but that would kill me. After the first night in, I was dreaming about pizza.
So basically, you eating 1800 calories a day.
That was last. So at the moment, so I track everything in kilojoules, so it's a bit confusing, but I eat about 10,000 kilojoules, which is probably 2200, 2300 calories.
Don't worry, we're in the same calorie daily anyway. Don't worry. Moving on.
I told you, you're honestly, Julius is the worst. I don't even know why we speak to him about food, if I'm honest.
I mean, again, as Tim, you said there, like if strength is still there, sometimes yeah, you just don't need to manipulate your calories. Oh, that's me. Do you know what I mean? I mean, if I'm on 2200 and I still feel good, I'm fine. But we're gonna increase it a bit. We're gonna increase it a bit. But that's fine. But anyway, yeah. I mean, leading to world, of course, you were going up against Taylor Howard, and of course, who is arguably one of the best He's probably the best powerlifter in history, right? And there was for CarlJohansson coming from Sweden. So they line up yourself, right? When you saw the lineup in that nomination, what was your first impression in terms of like you knew where your strength was, right? But when you say these names on that nomination, what was your impression?
Um, I thought Taylor was going to win for sure, but I knew that I was coming in with like, I think I hit 792.5 in training, so I knew that I could win if Taylor didn't perform, but I think, Taylor should have hit 810 or around that. So I definitely wasn't confident in winning or anything, but yeah, I definitely thought Taylor was the main competitor. So Carter winning was a surprise.
So how much of a surprise to you when Carl winning?
Um, very surprised to be honest, but it just kind of snuck up on us at the meet. I mean, I would have liked to squat more than I did, so I left kilos there. And then my bench just didn't show up on the day, so I only hit 170. And next thing you know, Carl's pulling close to 330, beating you.
I mean, again, because again, I think I was talking to you leading to Malta again. I mean, me and you talk pretty much every week when I see a lift. I mean, your squat was just ridiculous because again, you were doing pretty much the same numbers in training on your squat as a lighter lifter. Then you were doing on as an 83. Do you know what I mean? So it was just ridiculous. So when you said that you would have loved to squat more, what was the top number there? What was literally like your top end on the squat on that day?
Well, I wanted the record on my second attempt, so third attempt would have been around 290, 292.
Jesus Christ. Is it the plan for Sheffield?
Yeah, I mean, it's Sheffield definitely incentivizes a little bit more risky attempt selection than Worlds. So yeah, I'm going to be going harder on the squat for sure.
So
Are you planning on hitting the record on your second then? Is that the plan? Are you trying to like
Yeah,
secure that?
that's the plan. Yeah,
Nice.
if
You know
training's
what?
there,
It's funny.
we'll see.
A lot of people are saying that they want to hit the record on the second. It just gets me so excited to what people are going to load to their third. Is there a part of you that wants to like minimize how much you break it by, or are you just going to go on the day and do what needs to be done? Main focus on beating tally.
I mean, I'm going to take something sensible because I'm going for the total as well. I'm not just thinking about squat. So yeah, I think 290 to 295 is the goal for the third.
that's a huge number there. When you compare like the world record sit, you hold the world record, which is like what I think 283, isn't it? You know,
283 and a half, yeah.
yeah, 283 and a half, the world record. For you to start thinking to hit 295 on your third, that's not just breaking the world record. That's shattering the damn thing. So
That's the plan.
are you guys not thinking if we shatter it now, we're gonna make life harder for ourselves at becoming the next Sheffield?
Yeah, well, I'm probably not 74 next Sheffield. I'm not staying 74 forever. So,
That's all it is. Yeah, Jurins, I called it 10 minutes ago. He's coming for your neck.
You know, there's not just me, right? You know, one of the best 83 on the planet that ever lived is back. So
Yeah, but he needs to make weight first. So we'll figure it.
the best 83 is going to be a 74 next year.
That's going to be interesting. That would be interesting. You know, it would be an interesting battle right there. So, I mean, again, like going back to see these numbers since we start talking about Sheffield, I'm just going to ask one thing. When you watched Sheffield last year at home, what was your impression in terms of like the production and what was going on around Sheffield, the noise around the sport, the event itself? Well, how was it in New Zealand? Because in the UK it was different because the event was hosted in the UK, almost like the noise and everything else was different. So, but in New Zealand, you guys, how was the experience of Sheffield itself?
I mean, it was big over here. It was, I think everyone was watching it. I think it was started at 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. even. So it was crazy waking up and watching that. Because we had two New Zealanders in it, so we were just as excited as anyone else.
I mean, you said you had two New Zealanders in there. Now since you take to the national, I would just the national team. I'll ask this: how's your relationship with everybody else in the national team? Because in the UK we have the best relationship on the planet when it comes to the national teams. So how's the New Zealand? Do you guys talk? Do you even?
Yeah, no, we talk. I live at the other end of the country right now, so. But yeah, no, we definitely talk. I mean, we've got quite a few international powerlifters lifting at this gym. So yeah, I see them all the time and we talk. But Evie and Carlina, not so much because they live in Auckland, which is a 2-hour flight away.
Wow, Jesus.
But we see each other around.
That's right. But in terms of like powerlifting itself though in New Zealand, because I know Indy mentioned this in the beginning, there's something in the Kiwi while you guys are drinking, something in your water that we can't explain. Suddenly, we knew New Zealand had a Bray Gibbs. Bray Gibbs was the standard bearer for New Zealand. He was the one. You know, if you're talking about New Zealand, it was Bray Gibbs. But now, it's not just about Bray Gibbs. there is some tremendous lifters are coming from New Zealand, and we're talking about potential world champions. You know, we have got two already in Evie and Carlina, and yourself, you were inch away from being a world champion. Do you know what I mean? So, what's happening, my friend? Can you talk me through powerlifting in New Zealand? What's happening in New Zealand?
I mean, growth in the sport in New Zealand is crazy at the moment. We've got like, just looking back a couple of years, we've got about double the lifters now. So we've got the talent pool increasing, and we've also got top athletes they've just stuck at it for ages. So yeah, it's just improving. Everyone's improving. All countries are improving.
Is it so? What impact like Brett Gibbs has left then on New Zealand powerlifting? What was the
Huge.
impact behind?
No, yeah, no, Brett's had a huge impact. Everyone looks up to Brett, so no, massive.
Is it because these are very big shoes to fill? Is this something that you're walking toward yourself thinking someone gonna have to step up and I have to do the job, the dirty job, even if it has to be done? Is it something you're thinking, or is it something now almost like it's being spread across not just you but everybody else? But it's hard for me to pinpoint a male lifter in New Zealand right now that is on that level. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, we don't have any open lifters that are quite at that level, but we've got a lot of junior lifters that are going to be coming through in the next few years. But I mean, everyone's trying to chase what he's done.
So is it when you say everyone trying to chase what is done, is it the same as yourself?
Yeah, yeah, of course. I mean, when I started lifting, he was still lifting, so
So
I
that's
think
why
he only stopped in 2021, but 100%. I mean, he's in the same weight class as me, so I've always been trying to go after it.
yeah, but Brett didn't decide to go and get skinny, go like an anorexic and go to 74. Brett did right, and I'm still pissed at you going to 74, but anyway, yeah, you say you're coming back, so you're forgiven. That's fine. So yeah, and Morta, mate, I'm gonna bring back Morta a little bit there when you said, of course, the championship, you did not score as much as you wanted to score. And then there was Taylor had the day that what he had, and Carly did what he did. But did you came out a Malta thinking, I have a world championship in me performance in terms of like beating these guys?
Yeah, I mean, I've done 4 worlds now, and I feel like I could have won. I couldn't have won the first one. I lost that one by quite a bit, but definitely the last 3, they're competitions that I could have won but didn't. I've lost on body weight twice now, and I mean, Sun City is what it is. Could have won that if I lifted better, but yeah,
I mean,
it's gonna happen.
it will happen. I mean, look, Anna now is pulling a third deadlift. Who knew Anna's going to pull a third deadlift? You know what I mean? So anything is possible in this world. Do you know what I mean? So anything can happen. Look at CarlJohansson beating. Again, I think the matchup, the 74, I mean, Indy will probably correct me if I'm wrong, but this 74 battle in Malta, to me, nothing trumped that. Nothing trumped that battle, because especially like when you look at the nomination, as you said, all of us knew Taylor's gonna win this. Yeah, he's gonna win this. Maybe he's not gonna win this, but he's not even gonna go RPE 10 to win this, right? But he will win this. And then of course there was you and there was CarlJohansson. I don't think anybody backed Carly to win it. No one did, you know. And to see someone to come and upset everybody and win it, that's what you want to watch in the sport, and that makes things really, really interesting and entertaining. So I mean, after that battle, Tim, now there is Sheffield coming in for this year. So what was the first thing you thought when you got your invite to Sheffield?
Um, and I wasn't necessarily thinking about the competitive side of it because it's all about breaking records. So I was just thinking I got to squat the world record, and I got to bench it, and total. Oh, sorry, not bench. I got to squat and deadlift the world record and total it as well. So I mean,
Don't,
that's all I was thinking about.
don't scare me when you say bench it. I was about to literally like turn off my laptop and finish.
Just
Oh,
give me a
bench
slap.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been following the news, but we apparently we hate bench here on Sabado, and all the bench people hate us as well. But we blame EB for
Yeah,
that.
no, I hate bench too.
Is it
That's it. Breaking news tomorrow: the Kiwis hate bench.
all the Kiwis hate bench only? So yeah, the world talking about the world record bench press, of course. It's not that much. You can be able to do it. You know, it's only
Bench
two.
press,
It's only
210, is it?
212.
12. No, that's not happening. Not this year.
You know, it's not that bad. You know, you can do it. Yeah. So in terms of a record, of course, you spoke about the squat record, the deadlift world record, and of course that will mean you'll be breaking the world record total if that's the aim. So in terms of like the deadlift, what top end are we looking at here? Because I've just seen you putting 345, right? Which was just stupid as a 74, and the world record sit at 330 by Shell from Norway. So my question to you is, what this world record deadlift are we talking here? Are we talking the 350? Because that 345 moved pretty well.
Yeah, 350. I mean, up to 360. It's whatever I'm gonna need. Hopefully, I've got to balance my third deadlift with going for the record and also placement overall. But I would love 350 to 360.
Yeah, but a 350, 360, surely that would give you the win at Sheffield. Sure, because if you score 295, as you said, you know, and you're aiming for a 250, a 350, 360 deadlift, I mean, come on. Surely that have to give. So, unless you bench 150, you know. So,
Maybe. We'll see. It'll be a surprise.
so what are we thinking on bench? Are we thinking about 180 on a bench? Because I know bench is going to a little bit fishy.
Yeah, at least 170. 170 to 180. We'll see how this last block goes, but I mean bench is okay. Bench is fine.
So we're looking at top end of a total of like between 830 to 835.
Yeah. Everything goes well.
May. I mean, remember like what do you call it? Perkins just totaled 851. Talking about Perkins,
Yeah.
how did you guys? What was the reaction when you saw the 851? Is that what made you decide to go back to the 83?
Nah, it's 74 is just it's too light for me. I need food. His 851 was crazy. I think his training looked like he could total it, but seeing him actually do it was just different, you know. It was unreal.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I see the 835 with your training. You're pulling 345 now. Do you know what I mean? Fatigue with a little bit of rest or whatever. You know what I mean? You're not like me, like you pull 330 and then you can't even fucking do it on a comp. But you know what I mean?
That
You
was
guys,
a beautiful pull as well. That pull was fucking beautiful.
you know what I mean? So
Thank you.
it's insane. So just I'm doing the maths. It's 835, which is incredible. So how do you think about? The question is like, what do you think Carly will total?
I think he's right there. I think he's going to total about the same. Because I think I'll probably squat about 10 kilos more, and he'll probably bench about 10 kilos more. And who knows what happens on deadlifts? It's going to be close.
The thing is, like Tim, I know I've had people on the podcast before that came here, spoke about the numbers they'll be hitting in Sheffield. Sometimes as lifters, it's easy to talk about numbers, but it's hard to make these numbers on a platform. You guys in Malta, you guys won. I mean, of course, you were beaten about body weight, right? I'm not gonna count it like you were beaten about a lot. So I'm just gonna let me just put it out there. You and Carly took all of what is it 778.5
Yeah.
both, right? So
Just 778.
you told us 778, and now in February you guys are talking about 835.
Yeah.
You guys must be on drugs.
Nah,
This
definitely
is
not.
this is incredible. I don't know what you guys been eating. I don't know what type of training you've been doing. Whether you went to Wiz in bloody Dragon Ball Z to train you guys, I have no idea. 835 is a lot. So if you win that check of Sheffield, what would you do with it?
We're gonna get some gym equipment for the gym. Half the gym's empty, so buy some gym equipment.
So basically, you have got a drive, you have a goal why you need to hit that 835 then, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. It's more about, it's not just about the money either. It's winning Sheffield. It's huge.
I mean, the other question for me is that, of course, yeah, Sheffield, as I know we're talking about 835, we're talking about potentially, of course, winning the whole championship. You have got other men from different weight classes. That probably might not be in your advantage in terms of like how many percent they add to the world totals, right? So, question number one, what message are you sending them, right, as a competitor going to Sheffield against them? Don't be friendly here. This is a safe place. You can be honest, right? You're an honest person. Um, Question number two is, in terms of like everybody else, who do you have in mind that your top three could be this year leading to Sheffield?
Top three. I think me and Carl are in there. I think Jesus and Jonathan also look good. And maybe partner, because the 66 kilo record is very low.
Hey, that's
The total record is
five people you're giving me. I just want top three.
five. You want three? All right. I'll go Jesus, Jonathan, and myself
So basically,
going for top three.
So Jesus winning, Jonathan second, and you third.
Yes, I think so.
I mean, I'm glad you're honest. You put yourself third. You didn't put yourself as winning the whole damn thing. Do you know what I mean? And not many people would do that. So again, as I said, you're an honest person, and this is a safe place. That's your honesty right there. So what message are you sending to the rest then?
I mean, everyone's got to show up and do their best, because it's not just my training that's going well. It's just everyone's training. Everyone's training is just on fire at the moment. So if you're not turning up and if you're not performing on the day either, I don't think you're going to win or even do well if you're not hitting all 9 lifts.
Yeah, but don't believe everything you see on social media, by the way. That's a caveat right there. But in terms of like the impact Sheffield is having on powerlifting, has had on powerlifting this year, what do you think the other what might come out of it after you guys compete this year at Sheffield? Do you think Sheffield this year will be better than last year? No, in terms of numbers. In terms of numbers, the tickets are sold out. Definitely better. Us, we're going to be better than you guys on the platform, probably. So, but in terms of the performance, do you think this year performance in Sheffield will trump what happened last year?
Definitely. I think watching Jesus alone, like what he did last year, and he won, and this year he's probably totaling 30, 40 kilos more than that. It's just, that alone is just going to make it better. And then everyone else as well. So
That's probably the incentive. That's why you put Jesus first.
yeah, because I think he's going to total 40 kilos more than what he did last year.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm Indy. You can chime in if you want. For me, is like when I know people are talking about what world record is weaker that can be broken but more and win. Do you know what I mean? In terms of different weight class, because let's be honest here. The 74 world record compared to your strength level, all of you guys, is the weakest going to Sheffield. Right.
I don't know. 66 record. I mean, we have to total almost 100 kilos more than the 66s just to break even.
But the thing is, the reason for that I'm saying is because you and Carl, and Shell now who is I'm talking, that world record is 800 now, isn't it? Shout out to Shell. Shell smashed the Euros. He literally told you guys to fuck off. But anyway, good man. He did a good job. So so now it's 800. It's a little bit, it's okay. It's not weak anymore because it's 800. You know, I didn't get my data wrong there. I thought it was still 790. It's 800 now, which is a little bit more harder now, right? As much as people are talking about some world record are easy to match, easy to break, but again, even the harder world record, which is the 120 plus, Jesus world record, right? He is a Jesus one. Even if it's hard, but you look at his training, the man is healthy, he's strong, he has improved on his grip deadlift. You know what I mean? In the you are the one who has a world record there. You can probably tell us about what you've been seeing about Jesus. What do you think about Jesus pool now compared to last year?
It's so much better. I mean, he did 310 at Sheffield and it looked hard, and now he's doing that like it's an opener. I think he's doing like 440 at Sheffield.
To just think about that, you know what I mean? 440 kilo by a tested lifter, it's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. So again, I mean, you spoke about you're not going to be a 74 forever. So how's the timeline here for us and for you in terms of like going back to 83? Remember, the World Games is coming.
Yeah. Honestly, I haven't thought about it. I got to do Sheffield. That's all that's on my mind. I can do Worlds in an 83 because I've got an 83 kilo total. But I think I don't see myself at 74 for more than another year. So it might be Worlds, it might be whatever's after Worlds, but yeah, I'll be back.
Yeah, because after World, of course, there is the World Games that are happening in China. So the World Game, I think the qualifier for that is you be top three, right, in the world, top three in your weight class, and you make to China. So, I mean,
There's
yourself.
a there's like a regional component to it as well. So through the Oceania region, I think I could get a spot.
Wow, what a dick! So you really don't want to go up against the best in the world. You just want to attempt and get your bloody Oceania.
No,
Jesus
no,
Christ!
I do. I do. I just don't know if the 83s are going to be harder or easier than the 74s anyway.
Oh man, so by the way, that I mean that's a good point that you raised there. So next year, this coming to World, what do you think the class that will have a battle is it the 83 or the 74s?
They're both going to have battles.
I'm
I
talking
think
talking about the hardest. Let's be honest.
hardest. It depends where Ross is at. I think Ross could just show up and dominate the 83s. Uh, and of course, Perk could just do that in the 74s.
Joking, I'm joking.
But
I mean, the thing is, like, right, the reason I'm asking which one's going to be the hardest because both weight class on paper, they both have got two strong lifters, people that potentially that can't be touched in terms of like the training, right? I mean, talking about Russ, you look at what Russ has done in training for the past 2 years that he's been off. I mean, not off, but away from IPF. Is unbelievable. If I put all these numbers that Russ has hit in training, if you put them on the platform, we're talking about close to 900 kilos here as an 83, which is fucking insane.
yeah,
And you have got,
potentially.
say it again.
Potentially.
Yeah.
I think we need to see it on the platform, but yeah, I think 900 maybe does just show up in total 900. Maybe
Yeah.
Perk does too.
Yeah, perhaps it can get close to 900. Do you know what I mean? As an 74. So this is why, like, I'm looking at these two guys. Whether we like or not, I know it's too far for us to start talking about these battles already because we don't know what shape people turn up in Lithuania. You never know. Things can happen, but they are so strong. Where you thinking, fuck me, this is gonna be incredible. If these guys can replicate these numbers that they done in America, they can come to the world stage and I'm not talking about oh they've never because I know people will listen to be like yeah but Russ has done it for 2-3 years while he was in the IPF. That Russ is not the same Russ as now. The Russ now we're seeing it's just a ridiculous Russ. So if we can put those numbers on the platform, and then my friend, I don't think you coming to 83 will be a walk in the park. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not saying it's going to be a walk in the park. I think both divisions are going to be hard, but if you look at the top, I think this year, the top 5 lifters, based on points, could be from the 74s, depending on what the people from America that are coming over total.
Yeah, yeah. You're right, because when you think about it, Shell is already on point. Shell already is the top. It's the top of the pile. I think.
I think 3 of the top 5 ever are already 74s, Taylor, Chow, and Austin.
I mean, let's not count Austin now, because Austin has done it in USAPL, right? Sorry.
No, that's his total from IPF, 800.
So it's still
Well,
basically.
yeah, he's still in there. He's
Oh,
still in there based on his old total.
before the splits. Also, yeah, forgive me that. Before the splits, yeah, I remember before the splits. So yeah, this is incredible when you think about it, right? It's like these 74s, the things you guys are doing is just amazing. So my question to you, don't you wanna be part of that for a long fall, or is it just because you wanna eat food because in New Zealand your cuisine is so amazing?
I do want to be a part of it, but I think 83 is just all of the weight classes are going to be like that eventually. It's funny how different weight classes at different times just get more and less competitive because 74s used to be just Taylor,
Mhm.
and then 83s had a bunch of people. When it was Brett and Russ, Owen Hubbard, it used to be competitive too, but now it's 74s.
It's just the time. Even look at the 105s. The 105, when they had the battle for 105 in 2018, when they have Christoph, they had both Bryce from Canada and America. They had Blessing. So it was like, and of course Stephen Manuel. It was like that battle of 105, and he switched to 105. He came to the 83, and now we're experiencing 74s. And you think weight classes like 66 as well, is the one probably is coming next? Or is it something because the 120, and let's not discard the 120 as well, is something is growing, not to the standard of the 74s, but the 120 is growing as well.
Yeah, I think 66 is it's already super competitive. You've got 5 lifters that I think could have won worlds last year. They're not that like on absolute strength, it's not there yet, but it's definitely competitive.
Yeah, I agree there, because again, the thing is like these smaller weight classes, like you see some things like the things that Pana is doing, Kyotai and Brian Lee. I just saw him posing a 320 deadlift or 66. You just go like, fuck's sake, man, where is this going? I mean, it's just ridiculous. My friend, I know. Thank you for your time. First of all, the last few questions before we move on. I know we spoke about with the World Games here, and then you don't know whether you're gonna go do the world as a 83 or a 74. But is it an incentive as well to you to put down in your CV that you've done the World Game, or is it something like you think in your head like, if I do it, I do it. If I don't do it, it's fine. It's no big deal.
I definitely want to do it. And that's going to be part of the decision where it's going to be easier to qualify for the World Games, whether that's 74 or 83. Because I think once you get to the World Games, the weight classes are different. I don't think it really matters what weight class you're in. It's just scored by points. So, I mean, if I can get into it first of all and then show up at around 78, 77 kilos, that will be the goal.
Oh, so basically you wanna gain. It doesn't matter whether in 83 or
No,
74.
I don't think so. I think it's just scored on points. If
Okay.
as long as you're within like the 74s or the 83s.
Yeah, so that means some of us need to start dieting if we get there. Then I might just get to 25.
Yeah,
Must.
you'll have to make weight. I think I should be fine.
Oh, God, Jesus Christ, God help me. Hopefully, if I can score 260 at least at 75, I'll be all right. Do you know what I mean? So, fingers crossed. In Indy, don't comment anyway. I know you're already thinking what to say. Don't. But anyway, my friend, in terms of Sheffield, I know it's going to be a very intense meet. It's a 2 hours meet. And it's really. I mean, a lot of people I've spoken to have said this, like, the time it takes from your squat all the way to your deadlifts almost put you in a mood of like, oh, I'm so tired, I can't do this anymore. Carlin have said it, everybody have said it. So how are you preparing yourself on that? Because it's a 12-man flight, and there's 2 flights running back to back, 24 lifters. That's a long time. So how are you preparing yourself to that? Is it something you're practicing in training, like you say, with your sleeping and training hours?
Definitely not today because I got my session done in about an hour and a half, my SBD session. So I've never struggled with meet length, whether it's long or short, but maybe I should make my sessions take longer.
Would you consult with especially like in New Zealand you have got Carlin or you have got Evie that's done it? Is it something you consult with them just to basically ask for their experience of like last Sheffield, or is it something you're thinking, you know what, fuck it, I'm strong enough, I don't give a shit?
Yeah, no, I think the second option, I mean, I've done a lot of competitions before. I've done like 2 14 lifter flights back to back. So I don't think 12 is going to be that different. I guess the thing that is different with this one is that you're going to have Jesus squatting 480 kilos, and then you're going to have, the 66ers squatting 240, and the spotters are going to have to be loading, taking it off, loading it up, taking it off. But I don't think it should take too long to get through.
Have you been to the UK before?
No, never.
So what's the plan when you come to Sheffield? Is this just like fly to Heathrow, get a train to Sheffield, and stay in Sheffield, compete, and go back to your village?
My village. Basically, no, we're flying into Manchester and then catch a train or bus or whatever it is to Sheffield and just chill out there. But we'll get there on Monday and then obviously
If you're flying
competing
into
on Saturday.
Manchester, make sure you have your wallet secure. Just a heads up.
All right.
Would you spend some time in London as well?
Definitely don't do that. That's where Jurins lives.
Yeah, because
It's not part of the plan.
oh come on, you can't
Good
come to
lad.
here
Good
and
lad. Don't do it to yourself, man. It costs you a ball. It's a ball egg to get there. It's expensive and it's full of people like Jurins.
come on,
Yeah,
team.
I'll have to come to a session in your garage.
Oh mate, listen, look, as soon as you finish Sheffield, the invite is there. Do you know what I mean? Because
Why do you want asbestos poisoning?
you know that garage, I wanted to refurbish that garage, but because of the way people talk about that shed, I don't think I will refurbish it. I don't think I'm gonna do it. I'll just leave it to be that rusty because that's the place to be. You know, that is
It's
the place.
it's part of your personal brand.
It's true. Mate, I know you just opened a gym. Can you tell me a little bit more about your new business adventure that you started so we can close off this?
Yeah. The gym opened up on, I think it was the 16th of December. So we've only been not even a month yet. We haven't been open, but it's going well. Got about 20 members signed up at the moment, and it's just so good to be training at a gym because I've been training in my living room or in my garage for I think 2.5 years now. So it's just so good to be back in a gym.
Is it in terms of like, so do you, and now you have got people now you can train with, isn't it? So is it something that is it helpful for your chef?
Yeah, no, I mean there's people, but there's not people at 3 a.m.
Oh my god, I cannot believe you're training at 3 a.m. in the morning. This is insane. This is what people go through. You know, mate, what you said there, this Sheffield, I wish, and then I wish you luck, and then hopefully that third spot you make it, or even the third spot. Do you know what I mean? Because someone is training at 3 in the morning.
I'm going for first. I'm not going for third. I'm definitely going for first.
With a 330,
Also,
350, 350 to 360 deadlifts at 74s, and no doubt about that. No doubt about that. Mate, thanks very much for your timing, and thank you. I know in New Zealand it's very, very early in the morning. You probably should be having breakfast, but I can't say that because you just already trained. That means you
had breakfast.
You know what I mean? It's just incredible. I can't wait to see you in Sheffield. I will be there probably on Thursday or Friday, and we'll catch up before you lift. And then I know you can't drink, you can't do nothing because you're so skinny. You know, you literally look like a mummy walking. Right? Come
Yeah.
back, please. Please come back.
Doesn't he look a bit like Russ when he actually used to lift in the 83s? Have you seen his like before videos? Looks a bit like that.
Russ's old videos.
Is that too soon? Oh, yeah, there's Manly in.
You mean Tim looks like Russ because of the haircut?
I never said that.
Tim,
Ask Jurins how he's gonna give you shit about your haircut when his fucking hairline's missing in action.
leave my hairline alone. Tim, before I close off, I need to ask you this. What the fuck happened? You shaved your head. What the hell is wrong with you? Why did you do that?
What's me like, wait?
Was it because you wanted to make weight? Or is it
No,
I
it's
thought hot in New Zealand?
hairline started. No, it's just hairline started going, so just got rid of it. Makes sense going down to 74. Get a haircut.
Also, what are you telling me? I should get rid of my hair then? Because my hairline, look how far it is.
Yeah, damn holding
Yeah.
your hairline. I don't know what you're holding on. You know, like in them films when someone's holding on at the fingertips and the gloves are ripping, that's what your hairline looks like at the moment. Tim, are you gonna grow it back if you go up a weight cut?
Bro, just because your
Yeah,
hairline
like right back. No, I
I
think
heard
that
that.
boat sailed.
I had cane rolls are good, the blonde cane rolls. You and Gavin can do like a twin thing.
Anyway, yeah, I promise in Lithuania, if things goes well, I'm gonna shave my hair so I will look like you guys. Probably, maybe I'm gonna gain a few kilos. Who knows? So I mean, since all of you guys are going bald. On that note, guys, everyone's following or listening to us or watching, please, if you have a comment or a message for Tim, drop it on his Instagram page. If Tim doesn't reply, come back to me. I'll find Tim and Tim will reply to you. And by the way, Tim is a coach. Tim, I know you're a coach. I just want you to tell our listeners or our viewers how to contact you if they want to reach out to you, because that's really, really important.
The easiest place would be on Instagram. My handle is Tim_Monigatti. There's a website in my bio. Just click on that and it's right there.
Guys, you've heard it. If you want to be able to cut 12, 13 kilos to go down a body weight, you're going to be able to shave your head like Tim. You're going to be able to score 295 as a 74. You know where to go. Right? On that note, guys, we'll speak to you later.